My mom begged me to come home for Christmas. I'm Claire Miller, 30. In London, she FaceTimed me, sobbing about family and the kids. I still flew to San Diego with a suitcase of gifts. She opened the door, staring at my luggage, not my face. "You'll babysit your brother's kids. We're going on a family trip." Jason smirked, kids hanging off his arms, everyone laughing. Something in me clicked off. I set my suitcase down and said one sentence. That one sentence killed their vacation and put their house on the line. "Before we go on, tell me where you're watching from. Parked car, airport gate, quiet kitchen, or late shift?" Echoes of life is here with you. 2 weeks before that 3 a.m. call, the groundwork was already there. Mom sent screenshots of holiday flight prices. "We could never afford a trip like that," she wrote. "Not unless you help a little. Just this once." Just this once was how everything started. When Dad needed knee surgery, I wired money. When Jason maxed his cards on some e-commerce dream, I helped. We consolidated his debt so his credit wouldn't look bad. When the water heater broke and the mortgage slipped, I sent more. Then watched Mom post brunch photos the next week. I live in a tiny London flat. I cook at home. I walk to work in the rain. Somehow I still paid for streaming services and takeout in a house I didn't live in, on a continent I didn't live on. This time, before I booked a ticket, I watched. I kept every Zelle transfer, every PayPal receipt, every "thank you, honey, we'll pay you back when things calm down." I stopped deleting the evidence. Then one email changed everything. "Important documents regarding your home loan," the subject said. Inside was a notice addressed to Gary Miller and Claire Miller, co-borrowers. I stared at my laptop in that London bedroom. Years ago, they'd just added my name for a better rate. I hadn't understood what that meant. Now I saw the pattern. They weren't just leaning on me. They had tied my future to their house. While Mom cried on FaceTime about the kids missing me, I stared at my banking app and that mortgage email. The only time I was part of this family was when something was due. I almost said no. Then another thought surfaced. If they could drag me across an ocean for my money, I could finally say enough. I rolled my suitcase inside. Mia and Logan grabbed my hands, dragging me toward the kitchen. On the counter lay a printed itinerary, resort photos, flight times, family package, in bold. Mom smoothed the paper like it was precious. "See?" she said, eyes bright. "This is why we needed you here, honey. The kids stay with you. We finally get a real vacation. You always say we should take care of ourselves." I looked at the resort name, at her unlocked phone beside the brochure, at the confirmation email with my card's last 4 digits. Something in me went very still. They thought I'd flown 10 hours to be free childcare. They thought I'd grin and say, "Of course, whatever you need." "Can you get everyone into the dining room?" I asked. "Just a few things before you leave." Dad took his usual spot at the head. Mom hovered in the doorway, clutching the itinerary. Jason scrolled his phone, half listening. The kids spun circles on the tile. I set my laptop on the table and opened one folder. Miller household. Rows of dates and numbers filled the screen. Transfers, payments, notes I'd written to myself. Mortgage catch-up. Jason's card. Water heater. Truck tires. Past due electric. Every "just this once" had its own line now. "Last March," I began. "You called because the mortgage was 2 months behind." I wired $1,200. In June, Jason's business expenses maxed his card. I sent $2,500. When the water heater broke, $900. When Dad's truck needed tires, $600. When the electric bill was past due, $300 and $400. I scrolled slowly, not skipping the comforts. Streaming subscriptions, delivery fees, family phone plan, sales weekends dressed up as crises. Jason stopped scrolling his own phone. Color drained as he read my notes. "I'll pay you back next month." In his own words. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. She saw her texts beside deposits for gas and "can't miss brunch." Dad's jaw clenched when he saw a knee surgery copay. Then the screenshot of the brand new television receipt. "This isn't fair," Mom whispered. "You're making us look like bad people." "I'm not making you look like anything," I said. "I'm just showing what actually happened." I scrolled to the bottom, to one bold row. In the last 36 months, I said quietly, I've sent this house just over $60,000. For 3 years, they called it sacrifice. The spreadsheet called it something else. If this were your family, what would you do? Comment 1 to keep helping quietly so nobody looks bad. Comment 2 to put everything on the table and draw a line. The room went flat after I said the total. Mom kept whispering, "No, that can't be right." Dad glared at the laptop, jaw clenched. I slid a thin stack of papers beside their itinerary. "This isn't a lawsuit," I said. "It's just an agreement. Every transfer is listed as a loan, not a gift. You signed, pay back what you can." "I'm done pretending this was charity." Dad snapped. "We are family," he barked. "You don't put family in debt like that." I met his eyes. "Family doesn't hide a mortgage in their daughter's name," I said. "Family doesn't spend her money on vacations and brunch, then call her selfish for leaving." Mom flinched. "This is insane," Jason muttered. "I can't pay this back." "I know," I said. "I'm done living in a story where you're the victims and I'm the greedy career girl overseas." I tapped the laptop. "If you ever tell anyone I left you with nothing," I said, "I have every bill, every transfer, every receipt. I will show them." Mom shook her head. "You wouldn't humiliate your own family," she whispered. "I'm not planning to," I answered. "As long as you stop lying." I clicked to another tab. The resort logo filled the screen. At the bottom, 4 familiar digits. My card. "Remember what I said at the door?" I asked. "I'm not babysitting while you go on vacation with my money." Status, canceled. 3 days ago I called the resort and airline. I said. The booking was under my account and card. I canceled the package. The refund went back to me. Dad lurched forward. "You had no right. Those are our tickets. They were bought with my money," I said. "The right was mine." I opened the next email. 2 names in the subject line. Gary Miller and Claire Miller, co-borrowers. Mom's voice cracked. "Claire, please, not this. It was just paperwork. You said it wouldn't affect me." I replied. "But every short payment hit my credit too. I've already spoken to an advisor. As a co-borrower, I carry your risk. I can ask the bank to remove me. If you can't qualify a loan, you refinance or sell." Mom shook her head harder. "We can't afford to move," she cried. "That's between you and the lender." I said. "What's between us is my name on your loan." I pulled one more letter from my bag. "This is my notice," I said. "I'm stopping all automatic payments for this house and I'm closing the joint emergency account. How are we supposed to manage all this?" "The same way I do in London," I said. "With your own income and your own consequences." For the first time, I wasn't the one paying for their choices. The air in that dining room went heavy. Dad stared at the letters, then at me. "This is cruel," he muttered. "You're punishing us because you think you're better." Mom's voice shook. "What about groceries? The utilities?" I turned the laptop back, pulled up the autopays. "As of today," I said, "these stop. Clicks, mortgage top-up, electric, internet." Confirmation emails hit my phone. Jason pushed his chair back. "Claire, at least give us time," he pleaded. "You're 34 with 2 kids," I said. "You should have been doing that without me as your safety net." Dad stood so fast his chair scraped the tile. "If you walk out after this little show," he snapped, "don't bother coming back." My legs shook when I lifted my suitcase. Every part of me wanted to drop it, apologize, fix it. "You're the ones who decided my value here was money," I said. "If I'm not welcome without my credit card, I was never really welcome at all." Dad pointed at the door. "Get out." So I did. Outside, the sun felt too bright. The kids argued about a cartoon inside, still expecting a vacation that no longer existed. I ordered a rideshare and gave an address I'd never shared with them. 15 minutes later, we pulled up to a glass building. 6 months earlier, I'd put a down payment on a tiny condo. They thought it was a someday plan. The papers were already signed. Inside, it was almost empty. A mattress and 2 boxes. I opened my laptop on the bare counter. Disney Plus, canceled. Hulu, canceled. Family Spotify, canceled. Every confirmation felt like cutting a cord around my ribs. That night, the doubts came hard. What if I'd gone too far? What if they really couldn't keep the lights on? Then I pictured Mom opening the door like I was hired help. Jason joking about snot on jet-lagged Aunt Claire. The resort booked on my card. Underneath the fear, something thin and quiet settled. Peace. A week later, a friend sent a screenshot of Dad's post. Our daughter flew from London and chose money over blood. He'd written. People poured sympathy on them and blame on the unnamed daughter. My fingers hovered over my phone. I almost begged him to take it down. Instead, I emailed my advisor, told her about the post and the years of transfers. Her answer was simple. Document everything. Keep every receipt. Make sure the systems see who has actually been paying. Over the next weeks, envelopes landed at their house. The bank wanted new documents. The IRS had questions. Utilities wanted full payments, not top-ups. The fog I'd been funding finally started to lift. Their crisis finally had their names on it, not mine. By the next Christmas, distance was our normal. I heard about my family through screenshots, not phone calls. One rainy Tuesday, someone knocked on my condo door. Through the peephole, I saw my mother. No full makeup now, just a tired woman with a grocery bag. I didn't know it looked like this, she said. I always pictured you somewhere bigger. This is what I can afford, I answered, without paying for 2 households. She winced, then handed me an envelope. A check slid into my hand. It's from selling things, she murmured. It's not much, but it's something. My throat tightened. The amount didn't matter. For once, the money was moving toward me, not away. Your father still tells everyone you betrayed us, she whispered. He says you chose money over family. We did use you, Claire. I did. I'm not asking you to hate him, I said. I'm asking you to stop rewriting what happened. Do you think someday you could come for Christmas? She asked. Just dinner, no money talk, no surprises. Maybe, I said, if everyone understands I'm not the safety net anymore. If I come, it's because I want to. After she left, I put the check in a drawer. I didn't cash it. I just needed proof the current reversed. My dad didn't change, just posted more vague, wounded speeches. I muted him, then blocked his number and profile. On Christmas Eve, I sat alone on my thrift store couch. No flights, no emergencies, just quiet that finally belonged to me. Here's what I learned. Real family survives your boundaries. Users don't. I didn't choose money over blood. I chose to stop bleeding for free. If this story resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay with Echoes of Life for more stories of quiet strength.